Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Wednesday morning to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. Today we are in episode 2 of our NBA 2K23 Road to the NBA Finals series for our Classic Team series. This is going to be the 64-65 Boston Celtics with Casey Jones, Bill Russell, Tom Heinsohn, and John Havlicek. So we currently lead the series 1-0 over the 89-90 Cleveland Cavaliers. So this has been a pretty good start. I mean, 64 points last episode for Bill Russell. Not bad start to the start of the Eastern Conference first round playoffs. So this is going to be even more anticipating, to say the latest. So without further ado, we're still going to be in Boston this episode, and then we're going to head our ways out to Northeast Ohio for the next 2 episodes. So the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be wearing their 89 through 94 classic away uniforms, and for the Boston Celtics, they're going to be wearing their classic home 1946 through 1969 outfits. So without further ado, we'll see you guys in the state capital of Massachusetts. Alright, so here we are in Boston for game 2 of the Eastern Conference first round playoffs, and now the Cleveland Cavaliers, Larry Nance Sr. has possession of the basketball, and it looks like he is going to pass it over to Williams, and then Sam Jones has having his hands up, and now he claims possession of the basketball. So I'm going to pass it over to the great Bill Russell, and he is debated to be one of the greatest basketball players ever. 11 NBA championships. He was a player coach from 1966 through 1969 with the Celtics, and in those finals appearances as a head coach and team player, he had won all of them in the finals, and I'm thinking they played all of them against the Los Angeles Lakers, if I'm not mistaken. So we got Casey Jones. I'm going to pass it all the way over to the legendary Bill Russell, who they say really should be the GOAT. I mean, he had so many years of experience amongst them. I mean, he might not have been one of the greatest head coaches after he left Boston, but he coached Seattle Supersonics for a pretty short time, and then I think he stayed in the Seattle, Washington area until he passed away July 31st of last year. So now Brad Doherty just gets that layup. So now I got Casey Jones. I'm going to pass it over to the legendary Bill Russell, of course, and I'm going to get a layup in the paint with Bill Russell. So it's now 9-4 here in Boston. So now the Celtics are up by 5 points, and it's a 25-year difference between 1964 and 1989. I mean, the Cavaliers may not have made the NBA Finals whatsoever, but they did make the postseason. Like, most of these teams in the classic teams for NBA 2K23, all of them have made the playoffs, all those classic teams. But did they win? Did all of them win the finals? Absolutely not. So now they're going to pass it over to Mark Price, and now Mark Price is going to pass it over to Larry Nance, and that is just a dunk. So too late for Bill Russell to block that dunk. I mean, he was a very decent blocker, Bill Russell. I mean, he has been said to have been one of the greatest Boston Celtics players of all time, and yes, that may be true, and they are going to take a timeout, the Cavaliers. Alright, so now the break is over. We have done some minor substitutions, so now Sam Jones gets that in for 2 points, and now 4 for 5 for field goals. That's not too bad for Cleveland. Not a bad start, but Steve Kerr is going to pass it over to his teammate. Now he's going to pass it over to Rollins. No relation to current WWE superstar Seth Rollins, but that is Rollins' stage name. But his real name's actually Colby Lopez. So now I'm going to pass it over to Bill Russell, and there appears to be a foul. And Bill Russell is going to go to the free throw line. Misses the first attempt, but will he actually get this second one in? Yes, he will. So we're up by 7 points right now, coming towards the end of the first quarter here in Boston. So now, one of the most prominent cities in all of New England, by the way. And they're just going to dribble it around. I think they got 24 seconds left. Misses that three. Bill Russell's going to actually pick up that rebound. And I'm going to do maybe a three-pointer while I'm at it. And I drill it in. So it's now 20-10 here in Boston. And with 13 seconds left, they're just going to dribble this one out. They lose the basketball, but I'm going to pass it over. Heislon will actually get the assist as Bill Russell dunks it in. So it's going to be ending this game 22-10, and this is already the end of the first quarter. All right, so it is now 22-10 here in Boston. 3 3-pointers made by the Celtics, and in 64-65, there were no such things as three-point. So you had to either just shoot the basketball or just simply take a dunk while you were at it. I don't know to be 100% certain that there were any free throw lines in the 1960s or not, but the 60s, they were a decade that most people will never forget. So they did go out of bounds. So now it's 25-10. I'm going to think about passing it over to Bill Russell, and I'm getting this mid-range shot in. So it's now 27-10. So Cleveland has not been really scoring much in this first half. I mean, Boston is that number one team, and now there is a foul. It's on Tom Heislon. And Heislon, they're going to allow Cleveland to get 1-3 throw in. Will he actually get another one in, Larry Nance Sr.? And that is going to be a yes. And Bill Russell, did he make it in for his first three-throw attempt when he made it through that line? No, but he managed to do so the second time, and Bill Russell has been the scoring leader since in this game. So now Mark Price got possession of the basketball. He's going to pass it over to Steve Kerr. And Steve Kerr, he's going to pass it over. He is currently the Golden State Warriors head coach. And Brad Doherty did get an offensive rebound in. So now I'm going to pass it over to Bill Russell. That's another dunk right there. So it is now 31-14 here in Boston. And of course, Bill Russell rocking in his green Chuck Taylors, the Converses. In 1964, there was no such thing as Nike shoes. So all the players back then mainly wore Converses. So they were the prominent shoe company of the 1960s. And Boston is going to take a timeout. All right, so now it is about a minute 36 seconds left in this first half. Havlicek gonna step back and get that in for 2. 7 points already for Havlicek. He is the second leading scorer for Boston right now. Bill Russell roughly has 27 points, and it goes out of bounds, so Boston now has possession of it. So I'm going to pass it around. I'm going to use some Havlicek and some Bill Russell. Get that in for 3, Mr. Russell. And it's now 45-16. That is a significant 29-point lead. So that's just a phenomenal job by the 64-65 Celtics. And if they play it like this, they're definitely gonna sweep the Cavs 4-0. And now Bill Russell picks up that offensive rebound foul, but Russell gets an opportunity to go to the free throw line. 31 points today and 5 3-pointers made. And this is now 47-16 with 47.9 seconds left. They're going to pass it over to Mark Price, and now there is a foul. It's on Bill Russell. So we got to keep our hands up, play some strategic defense. And now Mark Price gets it in. So it's now roughly 47-18. I'm going to try to extend this lead even further. So now we got 50-18. So they're not any good, this Cavaliers team so far. I mean, they're down by 32. If they get it in, doing like a crossover, and they actually missed that, and now we're going to pass it over. We're going to use some Bill Russell here and there. So now we get it in. So it's now 52-18. So I don't remember from the last time we had evidently had the lead in the first half. And now we take the buzzer beater. And it's now 55-20, and it's already halftime here in Boston. All right, so it is now 55-20 here in Boston, and now Tom Sanders just made a dunk to start off the second half here in Boston. And Bill Russell, he had put up 40 points in this first half, and if I wonder, he might score even 60 more if he gets quite a bit of threes, gets steals in here and there. So now he gets a layup in the paint. So it's now 20 or 59-22. So if we get the next three and the Cavs miss the scoring, which I don't think they're not going to miss the scoring, he gets it in pretty fair. And now I'm going to pass it over to Bill Russell, and that is going to be a dunk. So now Boston is just scoring so fast. I mean, its main ringleader, Bill Russell, is also an Olympic gold medalist from the 1956 Summer Olympic Games in Melbourne, Australia. And back then, they only accepted college players. They weren't allowing the pros to even be in the Olympics until, I'd have to say, 1984-88. So now I'm going to pass it all the way out to Sam Jones. He's just dunking it all this time. So now 58% for Cleveland and 100 for Boston. Boston is just putting in the numbers. He's just really, they're ready to win. They're ready for the next steps ahead of them. And we get a three with Bill Russell. So it's now 66-26. And they're going to pass it over to Craig Bilo. And now Larry Nance got possession. He's going to pass it over to Greg Eho. Why did I say Biho? I meant Eho. Sometimes I can't read the last names. Elho, rather, is his last name. So I'm going to pass it all around. I'm going to use some Bill Russell. I'm getting it in, and it's now 68-28. 40 points in this first half. He is not going to stop anytime soon. This guy is legitimately going to be finals champion if Boston makes it. So, which I'm granted that they will. So, I don't think Russell is on the court now, so they changed it up a little bit. And I'm going to use some John Havlicek, and Havlicek is going to get that one in. So it's now 71-28. And we're going to play some perimeter defense here. So we got to think about the perimeter paint. So that is the most important in the game of basketball. And you got to move your feet constantly to even score in the game. But now they're going to get this one in. And I'm going to pass it around to Thompson. And now I'm going to pass it over to Jerry Steigfred. And I'm going to get this one in for at least 2 points. So it's now 73-30. So Cleveland, I'm surprised, in the second half has now 100% in field goal, 53 in the first half. That is just not where you want to be in a basketball game. But now Steve Kerr, he's going to pass it over, and it looks like that he's going to try to get that one in. Boston with the rebound. I got Havlicek, and Havlicek is going to get this one in. So it's now 75-30 with 30 seconds left in the first half. There is absolutely no way that Cleveland is going to score that much to catch up with Boston. I mean, it's possible, but with the circumstances like this, they got to put up more points. They got to claim the rebounds and claim those assists. I mean, Bill Russell, he had 64 points last episode. I'm wondering if he can beat his own record. But now Havlicek, I'm stepping back, gonna drill a three. It's now 78-32. 78-32, that's a 46-point difference. And now Havlicek makes that steal. I'm going to make a three. It's now 81-32. And Cleveland has not been scoring as much as they are supposed to in this game. So now Mark Price, what's he going to do? He's going to try to get this in. Missed it. All right, so now we're going to play some perimeter basketball. Bill Russell only scored 9 points in this third quarter, which isn't too much. I mean, that's a lot less than what he had scored in half number one. But I'm thinking by the end of this game, he could probably maybe increase it. I mean, he's been the lead player this whole game. Bill Russell, and now 83-34. I'm going to use some Bill Russell, and Bill Russell just makes that dunk happen for the Celtics, and he is like the dream of all of NBA. I mean, the Boston Celtics were the main team of the 1960s because of his prominence and dominance, and I think Bill Russell only lost one NBA Finals in his career, and that was back in 1958 against the St. Louis Hawks, which they're now in the state of Georgia. So it's now 88-34, 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in this fourth quarter, and they don't want to get that foul because, and they try to shoot it in just in time. They might not have made it, but that's okay too. And we get that three happening, and it's now 91-34. And they're going to pass it around. And I'm like, they're going to pass it over. And 18 minutes, 57 seconds into this episode. And we're already almost done with game two. And then game three, we're supposedly going to go to Northeast Ohio at the Coliseum of Richfield, which Richfield, it's more in Akron, but it is technically a suburb of Cleveland. I mean, I've been out to Northeast Ohio maybe hundreds, maybe thousands of times. I mean, I grew up not too far from Northeast Ohio, to tell you the truth, and minute 57 left. They're going to try to shoot this three. Missed that, but I'm going to pass it around, use some Bill Russell, and we get it in for at least 2 points. So now we're almost at 60-point differential with 1 minute and 44 seconds left in this game. And Bill Russell just picks up another rebound for the Celtics. And Russell, I'm thinking we're just going to get this one in for 3 points. Actually, it's now 96-34. And they're going to pass it over to Bennett. And now Perez are going to pass it over to Mokeski. And Mokeski's going to get that layup. Paul Mokeski is his name, but it's going to be another 2 episodes until I remember their first and last names. I mean, this series won't be for long, though. All right, your player of the game is Bill Russell. All right, so now Bill Russell's going to pass it over, and Bill Russell has just passed over his scoring record from last episode. He is 68 right now, and he had 64, so I was expecting him to be around at this point later in the game, but it's okay if it's a little bit over. I mean, a little bit over, it's not too bad. You overcame your goal, so dreams and wishes do exist, and Bill Russell had just passed 70 points. He is now at 71, actually, and he's going to pass it over to Brown, and then Jay Brown gets that in, so it's now 103-40, and now Bill Russell gets this one in, and it's now 105-40, so now they're going to pass it over. Some of these players, I don't get it, are generic players because they might not have had all the players in the game to be certified by 2K. And not all of them had been licensed at the time to be licensed currently. So that's why not all the players, not all of the 20 to 30 players were on that active roster in the game, but they did at least get most of it. And 2K does it for mainly historical accuracy purposes. So now he's going to get a 3, Bill Russell, and Cleveland is out of timeout. All right, 2.2 seconds left. I'm going to try to get a 3. Nope. 108-42 is the final score here in Boston, and now we are officially 2-0 in the series over against the 89-90 Cleveland Cavaliers. So Boston, this might be your lucky round because got 2 more wins. Cleveland is done. Oh, wow. 76 points for Bill Russell, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, and 4 dunks on the day for Russell. He is actually the player of the game, by the way. John Havlicek, 18 points, 1 assist, 1 steal on the day. Sam Jones, 4 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 dunk. Tom Sanders, 1 dunk, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists on the day. Casey Jones has 2 points and 1 rebound on the day. Tom Heislon had 2 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. So now we got Mark Price, 8 points, 2 assists on the day. Larry Nance, 6 points, 1 assist, and 1 dunk. Brad Doherty, he has 6 points, 1 rebound on the day. Craig Elho had 4 points, 2 assists on the day, and had a dunk there. John Williams, 4 points and 2 dunks. And I think this is going to end it here in Boston. So we're going to head over to Northeast Ohio for the next 2 episodes. And I hope we win both of them because I can't wait to see who we face in the next round of NBA playoffs.